Hey everyone, welcome to the very first coffee break chat with me. I have been wanting to do this for so long, and I woke up this morning and I thought, hey, it's Friday, and that was the day that I kind of wanted to do these coffee break chats. So I thought, today's the day, just embrace your hesitance and get on there and do your coffee break chat. And if you ever want to be on this chat with me, if you're a reader or an author, please email me at lorihaysbooks@gmail.com and make sure that you put in the subject line coffee break so that it catches my attention because I get a lot of email and I don't want to miss it. So let's make sure to do that and grab a mug of coffee and join us because I don't know about where you're at, but our mornings are starting out nice, kind of crisp and cool, somewhere around 60 degrees. But by the afternoon, it's quite warm. I went to the state fair yesterday and I started out with a thin light sleeve shirt with a just a shirt underneath it. But I may have had that shirt on for maybe a half hour, and then before long, that sun came out and it just started getting hot. So I went ahead and just tied it around my waist and enjoyed the sunshine and the bright blue Carolina sky. It was just such a gorgeous day. Then by the afternoons, it's turning into feeling like fall again. So that's really awesome. So, anyway, grab your mug of coffee and come join us. And you can, if you miss it, be able to watch this later. But I want to try to start doing these on Fridays, every Friday morning. So we'll just try it and see how it goes. And please comment and let me know if you like it. I'm gonna get on here so that I can see if you make any comments or anything like that. That way I can respond. But what kind of coffee do you like? What are you drinking? What is your favorite? I would say that mine is hazelnut. I love hazelnut coffee. That's not what this is because I actually didn't have any. This is Dunkin' Donut coffee that I make in my Keurig, but I can tell you, I have almond creamer that's pumpkin spice flavored. I am all about pumpkin spice everything. So, anyway, grab your mug and let's just get to it. And I wanted to know how you spend your morning. How do you spend your morning enjoying your coffee? Today is not a normal morning for me. It's kind of a day off. Yesterday was day off when I went to the state fair. However, I finished writing my recent book. So I wanted to give you a little insight in that because this is kind of fun. But I started researching that book in 2018 and it presented itself to me. It's actually based on a true story. I was in the middle of a two-book contract. I was knee deep in edits, and, the last thing I needed to do was get distracted and go off on this research trip, but since it was a true story, I had to grab that moment when it came, because if I hadn't gone to that, I would have missed all of the research for this book, and that was just something I wouldn't be able to reproduce. And I knew it would feel more genuine and authentic if I actually observed the happenings going on in this book. I can't tell you too much about it just yet, but you all will be the first to know. Actually, if you're on my newsletter, you'll be the first to know. And again, you just go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. I always share all my first updates with my newsletter subscribers. But after that, you will be the second to know when that book is coming out because it's coming out soon. And if all goes well, hopefully, it's in proofreading right now. And I just finished the final edits, and I'm telling you, I have like the world's best editor. I absolutely love her. She edited the last two books. She edited Island Summer and Coastal Christmas for me. She was so wonderful, and she elevated my writing. So she edited this book as well, and the edits were difficult and rough going because of me, not her. I value her extremely because I always feel like she elevates my work to the next level. So after I finished all those edits, which took me, gosh, I don't know, at least a month it feels like. And I just sent it the proof to her to proofread. So keep your fingers crossed because I'm really excited about this book. And so my normal routine in the morning is I get up, I feed my animals. I have a dog. I have 2 cats, which one of the cats are actually my daughter's. However, I inherited her because when my daughter went to college, she didn't bring her cat with her. And actually, that's how I inherited the dog too. That's a whole nother story and a whole nother topic that we can discuss on another coffee break. But um, she came from Hawaii, my dog, and there's a whole fun story attached to that. And I promise you we'll visit that another time. In the meantime, I also have a horse, and then she has a horse. So both of our horses are rescues, which are kind of cool. So anyway, I usually wake up in the morning and I usually feed my animals because they demand to be fed first. And of course, they should, because I believe and I've always been taught that my animals and my horse always gets taken care of before me. And that's just how I roll. So, and then after that, I make a protein shake. I like the chocolate flavored. And I've been drinking almond milk. Really, my preference is coconut milk. I'm trying to do an anti inflammatory more diet, but I feel like I'm sensitive to milk. So I just have been drinking the coconut milk. And then I get busy and I sit down at my desk. I actually have an office upstairs that I never use, and I always have wanted an office. And when my daughter went away to college, she took her bed with her, and I would have saved that room for her had she left her bed in it. But when she removed her bed and a lot of her personal items, I thought, okay, now, I asked her if she minded. And I thought, now is the opportunity for me to have my very first own office. So, yet I don't sit in my office when I write. I sit at my kitchen table because I have this view of the woods and I love it. I get to see the deer running around, and right now, a few occasional leaves are dropping, but we really haven't had much of a fall yet. They're just starting to change colors, just like a hint. Maybe a tree here and there might be changing colors. So anyway, I get to look out at this beautiful view. So if you ever see me looking this way, it's because I'm looking at my view. So I write my books from my table and to that view. I love to write to most any views. So I love to go to the beach. I love to open the door or sit out on the patio, and I love to have that breeze blowing in while I'm writing because the words just come to me. And my books, like Island Summer and High Tide, practically wrote themselves. Coffee Break was a little bit more research because I didn't know about running marathons. I didn't know about owning a coffee shop. I had to do a lot of research on that. So I find that when I'm doing more research, then the books move a little slower because I want to make sure they're accurate. Also, Coastal Christmas was probably the book that I researched the heaviest because I didn't know much about Vietnam War. I don't even like history. And yet I've been finding lately that I've been writing books that contain some element of history to them. Even the book that's coming out soon has an element of like kind of American history to it, but in a different form. But the next book that I have right behind it, my next beach book, is definitely has a B component, like a B plot to it that has the American Civil War in it. So Coastal Christmas took me the most research time to write, and it was a slower process, but I also think that it's one of my best books. So I'm also really liking my new beach book when it comes out because I think that that research adds an extra layer that's, just adds a lot of value to the book. And I hope that you enjoy those components. So after I write until probably about noon, 1 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock if I'm on a roll, then I'll eat lunch. I often will take my dog for a walk if I haven't already walked her in the morning. I will go out and go visit my horse. My horse is my peace and my tranquility. He's another whole entire topic that we can discuss on another coffee break. But I have adopted one of the wild horses from the book that the island that's a theme in my books so far, Pony Island. So I adopted a wild horse from there, but he is older and he's been domesticated since he was 2 years old. I um I rescued him when he was 23 years old, and I will share that whole story with you another time. But he is involved in and needed some extensive rehab because he has an infection in all 4 feet, and it has taken me about 3 months to battle that. Actually, we're working on the fourth month right now, but I've had to wrap his feet daily. It's sometimes takes me 3 hours to wrap them. I, as of 3 weeks ago, have not had to wrap his feet anymore. But again, we'll talk about him because he's a very special piece of my heart, and we will talk about him at a later time. Um, and going back to coffee, I'm going to take a sip of mine because it's going to get cold. So again, please join us with a cup of coffee. And I have so many different coffee mugs. So if you come on Friday mornings, I'll have different coffee mugs for you to check out. This one says all you need is love and a good book. So it's one of my favorite mugs. Again, I have this pumpkin spice flavor in it that's delicious. So if you haven't tried that, they had it at Food Lion and I love it. It tastes really good and it's a lot cheaper than going to Starbucks. If I'm not a big coffee drinker. I don't drink coffee every morning. I'll often sometimes drink actually a protein shake every morning, but sometimes I'll drink green tea. But if I do drink coffee, I'll go to Starbucks and get it. But the other day when I was going through Starbucks, they charged me $7 for a frappuccino with coconut milk in it. And I just thought, gosh, I just don't want to spend $7 all the time on coffee. I need to start making this on my own. So I want to share that with you. I am going to try to make my own pumpkin spice latte one day, and I'll pull you on live and we can make that together. And if it turns out well, then I will share the recipe with you. So, but for now, I'm sticking with my coffee with my pumpkin spice flavoring. And, I want to know what ways you spend your days off. What ways, do you find joy and rewarding? I believe in rewarding yourself after you've accomplished a big feat like finishing writing a book. I the other day went out to eat at this place that is it's just so cute. I have no idea that it was even there. I don't know how I've just passed it all these times and I never stopped, but I walked in and it had this outdoor garden and it had all this bamboo everywhere. It was really cool. I felt like I was in another country, and actually, it's Korean themed. It has like Korean barbecue, and it has those really popular bowls right now with the rice in it and different things. Like I had chicken, and it had some kind of. It looked like really thin spaghetti noodles, but it had some kind of beef maybe base to it. I don't know, but or some barbecue base. It was really delicious. And then my eyes were bigger than my stomach, so I ordered some sushi and I thought, I want to try all these little different things. And I can always just get a to go box and bring it home. And heck, I have 3 different meals just based on that one meal. But that's how I celebrated finishing writing my book. So, how do you enjoy and reward yourself when you finish a big task? I would love to know. And, feel free to drop comments below on, how you enjoy your day, if you're enjoying this coffee break session, if there are any topics that you want to hear more about, please share with me so that I know. And I would love to bring on readers to interview and just have a chat with and other authors. So that is on my plan. And I want to start doing this every Friday morning. So please join me. I'm thinking around 10 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time on Friday mornings. So please join me. Let's just get this community going right now with the world being so crazy, all this horrible thing that are going on in it. Let's bring some joy and some community and some camaraderie to Facebook and to YouTube. We're streaming on both of those platforms right now. So that's just a lot of fun. And if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. It's Lori Hayes Motivation. And I was really dedicated to it. And then I got a little frustrated. Plus, I got caught up in my edits of my book. And I just kind of let my YouTube channel sit there for a week or two because it just felt like overwhelm. However, I do plan on reinventing that or continuing it, but I think I want to be more focused on writing and reading. Right now, I'm doing things like self help and motivation and how to let, um, you know, judgment and what people think of you, how to let that kind of stuff go, how to succeed with your passion, things like that. But I do want to start steering more toward readers in the writing industry. So, um, please let me know what you think about that. Again, I see other people coming on. Grab a cup of coffee and join us. And we're going to start doing this on Friday mornings at 10 o'clock Eastern time. So, also gratitude. Gratitude is how I like to spend my mornings. I like to think about, you know, beautiful things that I appreciate, like this view outside my window of the leaves and the trees and the birds and the squirrels and the deer. I love working from home. I have gratitude because I get to work from home every day. I get to make my own schedule. And I left my corporate America job a year ago in January. It was the best thing I've ever done. I absolutely love it. I never ever plan to go back to corporate America again if I can sustain my writing career. I have writing retreats. I'm going to start teaching writing classes and coaching. So I'm hoping to sustain my writing career so that I don't have to go back to corporate America. But I was in the healthcare field, and after COVID hit and we were frontline workers, I just got really burnt out. At one point, we weren't even allowed to leave town at all. And I had a place at the beach that I would go to. I had a condo right on the ocean, like beachfront. And I would go there just to escape life. And I just remember waking up on Saturday mornings. I was so exhausted that I actually thought I had COVID. And this was every time I went down there, but it just turned out I was just exhausted. And I was just giving and giving and giving. And you know, I work, I specialize in geriatrics. And at the time, I was working in independent living facilities and assisted living facilities for seniors. And we would have to knock on the door. We'd have to wait until somebody walked by to open it. We had to fill out all those questionnaires, take our temperature throughout the day, which we should be doing anyway, but we had to clean all of our equipment. Anytime anybody touched anything, we had to clean it. We had to wear a face mask 9 hours a day. And I remember the first time we had to start wearing face masks in healthcare. They had us, they gave us one paper mask that we had to wear for the entire week, which is absolutely disgusting. I would at the point where I quit, I was wearing two a day because it's just gross. But they would give us this paper bag and we'd have to put it in a paper bag. We'd have to turn the face mask inside out and put it in the paper bag when we ate lunch, and then wash our hands, eat, and then put the face mask, turn back right side out, put the face mask back on, wash our hands, and then go back to work. And it just was so tedious and so exhausting. We had to go in rooms and the people didn't wear their mask and they would cough and hack on us. So I got burnt out and I thought, I'm writing full time. I am finished with the healthcare industry. So that's when I started writing full time. And I have 2 books that are finished or almost finished. One book is finished, it's in proofreading, and it should be coming out really soon. I can't wait to announce this. The second book is one of my usual beach books, but it's a new series that takes place on the Outer Banks. I'm sorry, my dog thinks she hears something. Pardon her, please. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. I'm on the dark moment, which is toward the end of the book where everything goes wrong. And I'm on my second draft. So my third draft is more where I'm just working on flow and grammar and punctuation. And then I'll send it to my editor who will read it and make corrections. And that's a lengthy process. And then it'll go into proofreading and then it will be out. So I'm thinking probably within next year that book should be out. And then within this year, I'm trying to get my next book, my first book out. So anyway, I'm wanting to know what you are reading. This is a new author for me. I am reading Kay Bratt. I have never read her before. I just started. And I'm really excited about reading this. One of my friends, her name is Crystal, she kept recommending this to me and telling me, hey, Lori, you're going to love her. You need to read this. So I finally, after I finished my manuscript and got it out the door and I could think again, I went on Amazon and I ordered this. So I'm really excited about that. I'll let you know how I like it. So if you can post below what you're reading, if you recommend it, that would be awesome. So maybe we can spend some of this time discussing books, what we like about books, and what we recommend to each other. But again, if you want to pop on here with me and have coffee break with me, I would love that. Readers, authors, it doesn't matter, as long as you're positive and it's an insightful discussion, motivational and positive, then I would love to interview you. So just email me at lorihaysbooks@gmail.com. Again, put in the comment section coffee break so that it grabs my attention, and then I will pick random people and bring you on, and then you can interview with me on my channels. So I'm currently streaming on YouTube and Facebook, and I would love to have you join me. So reach out and let me know if you're interested. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and this live chat should be up for you to watch on my Facebook page. So feel free to watch it. Feel free to share it. If you have any comments, you can always email me or put them below. And it is so awesome, and have a happy Friday.